see you, sir. But your mic is not working. Your mic is off.
Okay, now
Now it's
better?
okay. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Perfectly fine.
Good, good, good.
So welcome to Sir Lucknow show, sir.
Okay. At least COVID has make it,
So difficult,
uh,
huh?
make us learn the new ways of connecting rapidly.
Yes, yes. And what is the time there, sir?
It's 12:30
12:30 in the
midday.
night or in the daytime?
Daytime.
Day. Okay, okay. That's great. Okay. So Ayush, we can start now.
Okay,
Ayush, you
ma'am.
are mute. हाँ ठीक है ठीक है.
Am I audible properly, ma'am?
Yes, 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 yes. All right.
So, a very good evening to one and all present here. This is me, Ayush Dwivedi, the member of OSH team. Wishing you all a very happy National Statistics Day. And before I go forward, I would like to tell you all what the OSH is because I am seeing many people joining today's session. And it will be a very new platform for all of them that what the OSH is all about. So OSH, which stands with an open student hour, it is a platform by the students and for the students. Here, students express their views and opinions on a certain topic, and the topic could be politically, socially, economically, culturally, ethically, and medically related as well. So, accordingly, we used to have our guest, we used to have an expert on each and every session who used to guide us through the topic that we chose for that session and used to answer or all the queries that the students used to have in their minds, those who join our sessions. So for today's session, as we know that today is 29th June, it is a memorable day for all the statisticians because it is a National Statistics Day, which is being celebrated all across the India because it is a birth anniversary of Professor Prasad Chandra Mahalanobis, sir. He is a great statistician, and he is also known as a father of Indian statistics. So he is all known across not only in India but across the world as well. And he has a wide variety of contributions given in the applied economics or in statistics, and he is only the first person to join our planning commission, and he has also been part of the second planning of our economic planning, and that's why it has also been known as the PC Mahalanobis planning. And he has also given a wide variety of contributions in the statistics, not only in the economic terms but also in developing the youth and creating the awareness among the youth to come forward to have a better statisticians, to have a better economic planning, to have a better future for India by indulging it towards industrialization and towards the other ways as well. So if I talk about separately what the contributions the Professor PC Mahalanobis sir has given to the India, I'll talk about it very pointedly, very smoothly about it. First of all, I'll talk about him is that he has given the Mahalanobis distance that we all statisticians and all the people that we have, those who are gone through with these statistics, they all might be knowing about it. That he has given the Mahalanobis distance, and this is particularly used for comparison between the two set of the datas which have been there in these statistics basically. And he has also invented the technique for conducting large scale sample surveys and calculated acreages and crop yield by using the random sampling. This is also in the technical terms which I'm just talking about, which are basically used and specifically used in economics and statistics. I think there will be other students also, those who are not from the statistics and economics background, but when they'll know about it, they'll basically get to know what these terms and what the random sampling and all these technical terms are basically for used in statistics. And he has also generated a statistical method known as fractile graphical analysis to compare socio-economic condition of different groups. As I already talked about, that Professor P.C. Mahalanobis was the first person to join our planning commission. So he was basically being indulged into creating the more and more socio-economic developments of the humans, and also he was also more and more emphasized towards the industrialization of the India just after the independence, just after the colonial rule that was being break after 1947 of independence. And he was also the one who has established the Indian Statistical Institute in Calcutta, which is the dream place for all the statisticians those who are joining this meeting. I hope so. And the contribution, I think, whatever the contribution I told to you will be very less, because there are so many contributions that Professor P.C. Mahalanobis has given in the field of statistics, in the field of applied economics, and in the field of development of the India with a proper planning and with the proper goals that he has decided to go up for, basically to develop India into the better phase. I think there will be other things also. We will be moving forward to know about the National Statistics Day, but this is basically being celebrated just because of the birth anniversary of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. And if I talk about very simply what statistics is, because I know there will be many other students those who are not from the statistics background. If I talk about what the statistics is a science of collecting, analyzing, organizing, presenting, and interpreting numerical data to assist in making more precise decisions. We all know that there are all the times comes the indexes, there comes the data, there comes a few percentage coming out from each and every ministries in each and every field, which helps the government, which helps the people to properly analyze, interpret, to understand what the situation is all about. And when you know about the situation, then only you will be able to take the precise decisions for all the situations that we are going to face at present or in future as well. So the proper and the basic aim for celebrating this day is that it is to create the awareness among the youth, to create the awareness among the public about the importance of data in socio-economic planning and policy formulation. Because as we all know that we are living in a country where is in about 1.36 crore peoples. So to formulate a policy for the betterment of such a huge population, it requires a proper implementation. It requires a proper decision, which has to be taken for the beneficials for each and every individual. So for that, statistics is required, and for that, this day is being celebrated so that it could create a proper awareness among the people. So I think now I'll not take much of your time, because we are having other guests who will be answering your all the queries, and he will be also telling about the importance of statistics, and he will be also telling you that how more efficiently you can take choose statistics as in your career option. So for today's event, we will be having our first chief guest for our today's session is that Dr. Mukesh Srivastava sir. I will be telling you some introduction about him. He is a career statistician with a flair policy economist, especially as related to agriculture and rural development. He has nearly 40 years of post master experience in leading positions in the national and international statistics systems in strategic planning, resource mobilization, and execution of statistical programs. He also worked in most regions of the world with in-depth engagement with 60 countries for preparation and technical backstopping of projects, mainly statistical, lead the FAO work in Asia and Pacific for 5 years. He also designed an implementation of capacity building programs and organization of meetings of intergovernmental bodies. He also can speak different languages like English, Spanish. At present, he is working in Rome, Italy. So he could speak Spanish, French, Italian, Arabic. He could read Arabic as well. So, sir, you are most welcome on our OSH platform. This is just an honor for all of us to have you with us. So now I'm shifting my turn to you, sir. You're most welcome once again.
Thank you, Ayush, for your initiation and also for a kind introduction. And it's always a pleasure for me to talk to young people. This is my second time. I think I spoke once before, and as you can see, I'm very casual type of person. I'm speaking from my bedroom, because this COVID changed everything. I didn't need. I couldn't prepare an office here, so it's fine. And also in my thoughts, I tend to be free flowing because that I believe is the source of creativity and brings in what exactly you think. If you tend to organize yourself too much, it becomes a university lecturer and you become repetitive. Sorry, Sheila ji, both have its value and importance. I don't say that the university lectures are not important. They have their value, but talking to students, I need to give a different thing to them. So, okay. Uh, Today's day, the National Statistics Day, and rightly dedicated to PC Mohan Lovis, it is a great day, and it's a day for us to remember PC Mohan Lovis, his contribution, and for me, most important for the young people is to recognize how he was a different person. Right? You can always learn in university his contributions and use it somewhere or there. And you already said in D square, the sample surveys, and the planning models. So how he was different? How could he? Because there's so many statisticians coming out of universities. They don't contribute these many things, but he did. So what was in within him? And I think that as a man, his approach was focusing on the problem first, trying to identify the problem, and then kind of theorize the problem, then find the appropriate model, mathematical model, a solution for it. If it doesn't exist, he doesn't find an already existing model, he would create one. Now, that's the approach I don't find. I mean, I'm not met the universe of all statisticians, but the kind of statisticians all across the world I have met, I rarely find these kind of people. I generally find the young people, they look at the data and they try to jump and try to fit a model. This is a normal distribution. This is this distribution, that distribution. Well, you may have to do that, but the first is to understand how that data has been generated. What are the processes behind the data that have led to it, right? So once you get a deeper understanding of data, then you will be able to choose the right kind of model to solve the problem. So that's what I think should be the approach, and that requires a lot of interdisciplinarity. And you already said, Ayush, that apart from a statistician, he was also an economist, right? And how he was trying to, you said he did a lot of contribution in the second plan. And what was his contribution? The basic fundamental thing I would like to ask myself. And how was the second plan? He was not associated with the first plan. How was the second plan quite different from the first plan? The first plan was just a patchwork of projects. India got independence. We have to solve this problem. We have to do this here, emergency thing, this, that, so many patchwork things. And he came in and said, look, this approach, ad hoc approach of investment, is not going to lead to optimal development of India. So his plan was about optimal allocation of scarce resources available in the young India across different sectors for optimization of long-term growth. That was his crux of the contribution, crux of the second plan. So my advice to the young people is that whenever you talk to somebody, where somebody senior. We learn from all learn from the senior, and whenever you meet somebody, so there are two questions you should ask. Always, the young people also tend to find to search for role models. Lobbies is a role model for everybody. So try to ask, how is this person different? This is the question you should ask whenever you meet. And then, what is so special about it? Intrinsic, fundamental in his thinking. Try to get to that rather than just knowing the processes and formulas. So this is one bit of advice that I'm trying to pass on to all the young people. It will which will I think make them great professionals in the future. So and also about the sample surveys. Now these sample surveys that he designed, they are quite different from what we study in the university, right? The sample surveys are most potential and most cost effective fact finding procedures. There are two words, fact finding and cost effective. But what he did, it was acclaimed internationally, deeming particularly at one stage, he said that they are multi-purpose and multi-subject surveys. That is what NSSO is doing. What we study I studied in my masters, they are all single objective, single purpose survey, right? So I'm not a sample survey expert. I'm more a practical statistician, but I did organize many surveys, and I believe that most problems are interdisciplinary, and to gain an understanding on any sociological or economic problem, you have to collect data on several aspects and several characteristics of a unit of observation, and that's where the multi-purpose surveys are quite useful. And D square, you said, so D square emanated from his work on anthropology, but that formula for finding out the distance between two sets of populations based upon several observations, several characteristics, can be applied to many fields, even in literature. So if you have characterized the or standardized have a standardized piece of Shakespearean literature, and you are given another piece of whose authenticity is doubtful, so using D square and the frequency of different words, you can categorize and say whether with certain level of confidence whether this piece of literature or this piece of writing belongs to Shakespeare or not. So many places it can be applied. So now another thing I would like to tell you, there is anybody aware that there is also a World Statistics Day? There is a World Statistics Day that was started in 2010, 20th October 2010, as a resolution of UN General Assembly. And that was done in response to global recognition that the people's faith in data and the statistical sciences is declining. And if we have to make efficient use of our limited resources and right kind of investments by the government to alleviate poverty and all the development goals, we need to produce good quality data and have people faith in that data so that they use it. So with that objective, UN General Assembly said that everybody should observe 20th October 2010 as the World Statistics Day. It is celebrated every 5 years. It was celebrated last year. And for each country has its own National Statistics Day, according to its national priorities and national personalities. So India has selected rightly the birthday of P.C. Mahalanobis as its National Statistics Day to focus the the efforts to improve statistics, available statistics, and to bring in a culture of use of statistics for decision making. This year's theme given by Ministry of Statistics. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm quite away. So what I learned from is the SDG 2, Sustainable Development Goal number 2. And in terms of this is a small booklet issued by Ministry of Program Implementation about all sustainable development goals. And these sustainable development goals were adopted at UN level. I think in 2015 or 16. I'm not sure now. So the second goal was end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture, which has been modified a little bit in India, and it is end hunger and ensure access by all people, in particular the poor and the people in vulnerable situations, including infants, to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food uh, all year round. So that's a national goal number 2, and that's where that's a development goal, and that's where the role of statistician, why MOSPI has given the SDG as as the theme of Statistics Day. SDG is a development goal; it's not a statistics goal. So the reason is this time, when the world prepared this Sustainable Development Goal, which is an integrated framework for development, integration of social, economic, and environmental dimension. It came along with a set of monitoring framework. So the previous development framework, which was MDGs, this was a set of 8 goals. Now here, when the global community was talking about the development goals, the goals are broad. Like, I would like to bring fame to my family. What is this? I can't do anything. Nobody knows whether I brought fame or not. This has to be quantified into targets. Okay, by age 35, I would be district collector of some district or something. Then next goal, being a district collector, I would like to see that all girls go to the school. Then when you goal, you quantify into targets, which are more tangible, more concrete. Then you have to measure the targets through indicators. You say, okay, I said by in 10 years time, I will make sure that all girls go to the school. So if you wait and just watch at the end of the 10 years, you may not make enough progress. You might have lost all the time. So every year or every 2 years, you have to decide what is going to be the frequency of monitoring of your indicator. You choose an indicator, which is like how many percentage of girls of this population attend, girls between this age attend a school. So that's your statistical indicator. So for this kind of things, there is goal number 2, which has been selected by Ministry of Planning as this year's theme, has 5 targets and 16 identified indicators. And then the frequency of monitoring is also specified. When there are indicators, then the role of statistician comes in. How do you get the data? Your indicators have to be precisely defined. They have to be smart, like specific, measurable. I don't know. I don't remember the abbreviation, but this word is smart. please look at the website. SMART is a criteria for evaluating how good your indicator is. So, and that's where the role of statistician lies. And most of the indicators, even though private sector may be producing something, it is a job of the Ministry of Statistics in collaboration with so many other ministries to produce these statistic indicators and show to our country, the population, and internationally that this is the progress, this much progress we have achieved. So that's it. I deviated from the topic that you gave me, but I thought I should also touch upon the topic that is given by mostly for your exposure. Now, okay, your topic is statistics as a career option. And that you may be interested to know more, right? I would like this to be more interactive and based it on my experience. First of all, you got to know the career is something which is evolutionary. This is a fact. That's how I say. It's not fixed and cast that this is it. If you do that way, probably you are not using your full potential. Some people may choose it because they impose certain constraints. They may have to be in the same city, or their family situation doesn't permit them to so many things, or the women have the family responsibilities. So for them, the optimal feasible solution is different. But if you are finding a free solution for your career, so it's evolutionary, and at each point of time, you optimize at different stages of your life. And as the life unfolds, it gives you opportunities. And you make choices based upon your psychological predispositions. You pick up certain thing and you give up certain thing. And what you pick up, what you give up, shapes your career. Right? That's what I mean to say. And what we study in the university, whether we study economics or study statistics, that's just the beginning. And the world is interdisciplinary. And my message to the young people is, it is the interdisciplinary people who may bring about a change. Sticking to one discipline, you can't bring a change. For example, Sheilaji is also a leader, apart from being a professor. She's bringing about a change. She has brought together these students, and she putting the students with the alumni who have different perspective. So this is changing personalities. I didn't have this opportunity when I was a student. I never saw any big person except Professor Roy, who came with a cigar and his photocopy notes. I mean, he was a great person. He was the first person who studied in Stanford and worked with top people and came to Lucknow University and established a department. His contributions are great. But his copy notes, the notes he wrote were cyclostyle and distributed, and we did that. So now there's a change. Yeah, that also the technology is available now. People can travel and talk. So that's it. So this is the second message that I want to give you. Try to be an agent of change by using what you have studied. And as you go along with your path, keep acquiring new pieces of knowledge. I give my example. I came to do my doctorate in Lucknow University 10 years after serving in the Indian Statistical Service. I left in 1980. I joined the Indian Statistical Service. First, I was a lecturer. Then I was not satisfied. I joined in the Statistical Service because I needed a bigger canvas to paint and explore. And then I was dejected in the government. I said, okay, let me go back to university and do some deep thinking what I want. So, I mean, I had not studied anything except statistics. So that was the only department where I was accepted. And then after doing my doctorate, during my doctorate, I had a pleasure to work with Professor V.K. Srivastava. He was a great econometrician, and working with him, I traveled twice abroad, where I met Spain and Japan, where I met lot of people, economists, big economists, Nobel laureates speaking. I asked him to go and listen to the lecture of Professor Modigliani, an Italian. He is a Nobel laureate. He was talking about hypothesis of saving, and he was reluctant. But I said, "Come, you can come, and I want to listen. You can sleep there." He said, "I was tired," and I was also getting sleep. But I got what he was talking about. I did not understand because I didn't have a background in statistics. But that ignited my interest in economics. And after my doctorate, I got a scholarship to do a Master of Philosophy in Economics. I was highly discouraged by all my professors. You are demeaning my doctorate by doing a Master of Philosophy degree after PhD and all that. I was convinced, no, I have to learn that thing. And when I came back after my doctorate and economics, I was a completely different person in Ministry of Statistics, Ministry of Agriculture. The way I looked at the things, there were lots of economists, there were lots of statisticians, but I was different. Because I could think from two sides, and already everybody knows governance and all these things. And that kind of gave me new opportunities to work. And new opportunities pushed me up to this level where I am. So that's the point that I want to emphasize, and I think I share this quality with Mahalanobis. I don't say that I learned from it, but and many more people will be having this quality. So being interdisciplinary, learning new things to solve problems as they come is quite important for me. Now, I would like to ask 5 carriers from the students, not necessarily thinking about statistics, and let's brainstorm together what a statistician can do there. Any 5 career of your choice. Not that you studied statistics, so you choose a career. Any 5 career, and let's look together what is the role of statistician there. I would like to put the things upside down.
Students may write in the chat box, and Ayush may read it. Students are requested to put it in the chat box, and Ayush may read it.
Yes. Okay.
Or they can unmute also if they are willing to speak. They can
Just
unmute
five weird thing where you cannot imagine that the statistician can play a role, and we see together, is there a role or no?
Yes, sir, we have received the first response. One is saying data analytics.
Okay.
And
let's connect all the 5 together.
Okay. We have received only one, sir, till now.
No, the law is there. Who has written the law?
Law.
Law also.
Okay, somebody said law.
Yeah, somebody has written law also.
Okay, good.
Ma'am, I have written law. Anshika.
Yeah, Anshika has written law.
Good.
Ma'am, share market.
Vanshika.
Share marketing.
Fantastic.
Yes,
That's my passion. Go ahead. Okay. Others. 2 more.
Ma'am, in industries where manufacturing companies are building their products and.
Do you have any specific industry in your mind?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Any company, as we have to see the limits, as we study the quality control, all these concepts, where they use what are the limits, like.
Okay.
And then there is another interesting one, is statistics in bringing social reforms in the society.
Okay.
And then games statistics and physics and surveyor and all these are statistician. All these things students have written in the chat box.
So I think one is
I'll
also used in
open the chat.
psychology. Psychology.
One second. I'll come to psychology also. Let me see all responses. How do you say the chat box activities?
There is a icon of this the message kind of icon on your laptop.
I.
Message kind of icon.
Okay. Okay.
This
Okay.
is,
Okay. That's
yeah.
good. That's
You got
good.
it?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Surveyor. I don't understand what you mean by surveyor. Somebody
Monitoring
says surveyor.
agricultural production. Monitoring agricultural production. This is what is written.
Okay.
One is interesting, sir. Sports.
Okay. Yes. Sports. Okay. So many of these things, what you have written, they are already well established statistics, statistical disciplines. People go and study. Though the sports statistics is also quite developed. I don't know myself much about it, but what they try to do, I think, is this is also a blend with biometrics little bit to see how different body parts are functioning, or whether they are giving the optimum efficiency or not. So the sports statistics is not only about the output performance of an individual, performance of one individual over a period of time, and performance of several individuals summarized, and comparison of performance of different individuals. But it also relates to, when you are preparing somebody to get a medal, Olympic medal or something, they also relate it to its biometric statistics. So that's a very well developed area. Some of you may find a good university, and you might probably get a scholarship to do a master's or a PhD in this. So this is one. And the data analytics, you said, well, that's an in thing. Lots and lots of people go to America to do these kind of program. And again, these program are focused, like you focus on what type of data you want to analyze. Is it a business analytics, or it is psychometrics data, or it is economic data? So these, and there is statistics there, what you study in your master's program, and there is also a little bit of that discipline to which the data relates to, and also related computer programs and all these things. So then, and you work with the expert of that area. So in India, when I was working in the government, there was one weakness of mine that I noted. Everybody tries to show his own achievement. I did this, I did this, I did this. No, this is what I had to unlearn when I worked in UN. It's all teamwork. That's very, very important, and very, very early when Mr. Modi came, he emphasized this. He said, work as a team, because different knowledge, when they pull together, different minds, when they pull together, then you solve the problem. So in companies or research institutions which do big researches, they make a team of people, and within the team, the statistician plays its role, and the statistician is chosen in such a way that he is able to communicate to those people, communicate to the people of that discipline which to which the problem belongs. So there may be set of somebody said psychology. So all kinds of measurements, personality measurement, your attitude measurement, the fear measurement, all these are based on statistical principles. In university, there's a very little chapter on psychometry somewhere, but uh, if you go to Minnesota Personality Inventory, they how they develop. There's lot of statistics behind it, right? And one SDG indicator for SDG 2, which is called FIES, Food Insecurity Experience Scale. That is the questions which are asked is about, did you fear this? Did you have this? And behind that, there's a lot of statistical modeling to give you a score about the hunger in prevalent in the country. So that is all psychometric, right? Then statistics in bringing social reform in the society. Now, uh, I would think that the social reform is not quite different from the development. What we did in SDG. Some of these SDGs are also in the nature of the social reforms. So basically, what it is that you have to identify your goals for what is bad, what you want to do, and then you set up different targets as its components, and then you monitor it over a period of time how you are progressing. And with each monitoring, then you improve your strategies. So statistics is there, and as a language teacher, fantastic. Let me think. How can a language teacher use statistics? Huh. Good. I like your challenge. I'm not. A thing is there in my mind, and I'm just not able to recollect that word. Well, I was working in FAO, and when I had a big apartment, and I had one. I used to share one part of my apartment, and one lady which stayed with me for 1 year, one few months, I think. She came from US, and she was doing PhD in lexicography. I think that was the discipline he said, lexicography, something like that. And what he was trying to do for FAO, FAO has a huge knowledge database like Google. Google is very big, but what he was doing for FAO was to prepare a search engine. So, based upon the keywords and the frequencies of searches, the people's access to the literature could be faster. The a lot of Google that you do, people have done PhDs in this subject. So that's where statistics is used. Not exactly what you have studied in university, but in lexicographic studies, the languages, these words, their frequencies, and all these things, they are quite useful. So you can find in the university, if it is interesting for you, you can find some courses in the US universities. One defect that I find in Indian universities Shilaji, is that very often the choices of subject is limited. You can't make your own pizza. And that's where the creativity is killed. If the students are allowed to have 2 classes in statistics, 3 classes in the language, linguistics, another in Arabic, something, they will do something different.
So now the things have changed after the
Okay.
education.
My information is old. It's coming up as good.
Yes.
It's good. So they should be. It should not be like whenever I met here somebody, they said, "What was your major?" I said, "I did my master's in statistics." So major means like they do so many things and one thing import more. So that is what is very, very important. And it's
Sir,
3-year bachelor program is quite good. Okay, now another thing you say in physics, huh?
Sir,
You
I
wouldn't
would
have
like
got
to
it. Yes.
ask you one thing.
Ah,
So that you
yeah,
told,
please go ahead.
which you have told that there should be a multidisciplinary things. So there was a question which was being asked by a student, since the computational power have increased significantly in last decades, do you think it's high time for Indian universities to start multidisciplinary courses like data science and machine learning? And there
Oh,
are
yes,
only
of
few
course.
universities, and
Of
there are
course.
only
Of
few
course. Yes.
universities in India like CMI and IISCs which offer such
Yes,
courses,
of
while in
course.
other like US and Germany, almost every university have that courses.
Okay. Let me tell you. It's a development process. Like how did statistics develop in India? When I was studying, there were only 20 students after master's degree were coming out of the university, and there was a set program. And before my generation, when Dr. Roy came, perhaps there was one lecturer in mathematics department teaching statistics as an optional paper. Shilaji, you would know. So that's how things develop as the society goes on demanding more and more, as more and more knowledge develops in the knowledge center. The developing countries adopt that. It takes time to percolate. So initially, the initiative and lead can be taken by IITs and IISCs because of the resources, not only the financial resources, but the kind of people they have. They can take initiative, and the kind of student they have, they can take initiative. So then slowly it comes down to other universities. So it will take time to come down, but surely it should come and it will come. You cannot stop it from coming, right? And you should let's make a conclusion that all of you students, you should write a letter to the chairman of the University Grants Commission that we had this kind of thing, and we need to start such thing in our university. As a
Uh,
conclusion, as a summary, this is
uh,
what we learned.
yeah, actually, universities are independent to start any such courses. So we need not to write to UGC
Okay.
or anybody. Yeah. So universities can start on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the initiative of the department.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
you can like raise your voice in whichever appropriate forum.
And
You also need money. You also need faculty. These
yes,
sorts of questions, right? So for that, where from you get?
exactly,
And
yes.
I must tell you that the planning commission person, what is his name? The secretary, I forgot the name. Just out of blue, it doesn't come. He is very keen on artificial intelligence and these sorts of things. And he insisted there was one session in ICAS, if I remember correctly, that conference, the big conference in which Bill Gates came, that was organized in Delhi. There was one session on artificial intelligence, something like that. So,
Okay.
so yeah, Amitabh Kant. I think Amitabh Kant is the name. So he is keen on pushing these things in the country. You can see the future, particularly the blockchain technologies and these sorts of things. So, I don't know
So
much about
one
that. But
yes, yes. Sir, one thing I just wanted to know, like as our theme of this National Statistics Day is to ensure the sustainability of the nature and sustainable development goal as well through statistics. So how the statistics as a discipline can help us living a nature-centric life, and how can we sustain the development? So what could be the role of statistics and what are the career options in that direction?
look, okay. I think I don't know whom should I address. Is I'm addressing to bachelor student or master student. For both of them,
Sir,
my
it
answer
is
could be
mixed.
different.
It is mixed like BSc,
Okay,
MSc, PhD, and others also the
okay,
guests also teachers.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let me draw from my experience. Like I came out from the university with a master's degree in statistics. I got a job of lecturership, and then I got in ISS. And because I moved from department to department, I learned several things of those departments. Because most of the time I was in agriculture, rural development, fertilizer, these sorts of positions. So I learned a lot of these things. So and that was like mid career a realization came about my needs, and I went back to universities to learn what I needed to know to excel in what I am doing. Now, I'm not very sure whether, as on a date, that you do an master's degree and you are market ready and you have a career set. I won't think that's the thing. I mean, of course, at that stage, most students like to have a job. So once you have got little stability, little independence, then you should look around for newer courses, and newer degrees to follow your passion and do something. So now coming back to your question, that what statistician can do for nature-centric life or sustainable life, right? Hello, am I reaching?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay. Now, the sustainability, the whole SDG is about sustainability. And like taking up the example, the goal number 14 is about life below water. It says conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources and sustainable development. And in this, there are several indicators. In FAO, there is a division, fisheries division, and there are lots of fisheries statisticians. I think 20 of them I know. And they don't take a normal statistician. They want, they're not statisticians, they're all fishermen. And they have learned statistics by practice. And they insist that you have to know statistics, the know fisheries more than statistics. And the indicators they monitor is health index of area of coastal water, the number of sewage treatment plants installed along the coast and construction of toilets under Swachh Bharat mission, percentage use percentage change in use in nitrogen fertilizers in coastal states, percentage change in area under mangroves, implementation of coastal zone regulation notification, percentage change in marine protected areas, coral health index in exclusive economic zones, maximum sustainable yield in fishing. Now, these sorts of things, these are all statistics, and there are deep statistical techniques involved. But to be able to do this, you have to have fisheries also. So, knowledge of fisheries also. So, I would think like somebody who, if you look at ICAR, ICAR has theme-wise institutes, Mango Institute, the Soil Institute, the Potato Institutes, and this institute, that institute. Name any crop that they have an institute, Fish Institute, and they all have a statistician there. And those statisticians have learned so many things and then focus on that particular thing. So typically those statisticians belong to Indian Agricultural Statistics Scientists Service or something like that. So those people, they do their masters in agricultural statistics from IASRI, and then they got into ASRB, and then they go to institute and they learn more about that crop. And the good thing about IASRI is that along with the masters, they, along with the knowledge of statistics, they teach 27 other subjects of agriculture. So he can, the statistician, he or she can understand what's going on, the domain in which he is working. So that's what I mean to say, that you might be able to get a job based upon your first master's degree, but based upon where the more opportunities are, or you want to, what you want to do, please acquire a second diploma or a degree that will add to your growth tremendously. That's my message. Maybe it is online, doesn't matter. Maybe from Indira Gandhi University.
Yes, so thank you so much. I think you have touched upon all the types of dimensions of statistics where our students can go, and also how can it relate to the sustainable development goal, the food security, and the hunger, how can it eliminate hunger, and what are the things students need to do actually to empower themselves in the best possible way by learning something extra which is not their major but some interdisciplinary subject as well. And it doesn't make any difference whether you are having any higher degree or only a short term course, but definitely we have to keep on adding on value to our skills, to our wisdom, to we have to broaden our horizon in the area of our interest. So thank you so much. And it is really a pleasure to have you with us. And your presence, I think, always motivates all of us, not only our students, but all the teachers and all the guests who are here. And I can tell you, Ayush, that our guest of honor, Dr. Archana Shukla, also has joined us. So we welcome her and all other guests also. So I think you can proceed, and then we can, after her message to everybody, we can wind up the session. So Ayush,
Just one sentence I want to say, Shiraji.
you have to stay, sir. You have to stay. You need not to leave us.
No, I'll stay. But one more sentence I
Yes.
want to say. It's a joking, a light sentence which
Yes,
changed my life. Professor V.K. Srivastava, I was because I went to do PhD after 10 years, so I was very friendly with him. And we used to have a lot of discussions.
Mhm.
And he once said, स्टैटिस्टिशियन तो घर की मेहरी होती है, अगर मालकिन को नहीं समझेगी तो उसको नौकरी से निकाल दिया जाएगा. And that's what I repeat for everybody. So you you are not a master yourself, because you are going to solve another problem. It could be society, biology, sport, whatever it is. So you, although you are critical.
So domain expertise is a must. This is what I think we want
Yes,
to tell.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. That's
Wherever
what it
we
is.
are trying to apply that domain area, also we must try to understand very well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's really a very humorous way of saying this, and I hope that students will never forget it in their lives. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your enlightening words. Ayush, it is up to you to
Thank
proceed
you,
with
ma'am.
the session. Yeah.
And thank you so much, sir, for giving your wonderful thoughts on the statistics and told us all about all the statistics career that a student could have, whether from the masters or from PhD or from undergraduate itself. So now we are going to move forward for our session, just because we are having our today we are having our other guest also. She is Dr. Archana Shukla, ma'am, and she is an ISS from the 2012 batch, and she is also currently working as a deputy director in Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resource Development, New Delhi, since 2015. And I would also like to add some few more points for her, that she was awarded with a doctorate degree in sample survey from University of Lucknow in the year 2014. During her research, she was awarded with UGC BSR Fellowship in 2013. She was also worked as a project fellow in major research project sponsored by UGC. So now I'm shifting my turn to Dr. Archana Shukla, ma'am, to please share her views on the topic that on the topic of policy implementations and how the ministries work on their statistics basis.
Archana, can you hear us?
I think she might be having some network issue. I think she left.
Yeah.
She left because she was having another meeting actually. So I don't know whether her meeting is over or still she is busy with her meeting. So
Yeah,
Actually-
or she must be in our office.
yeah, she was having a meeting in her office. So is there any message from her?
No, ma'am. Actually, ma'am was continuously joining the meeting and then leaving.
Yeah, maybe because of this thing, because of her meeting, or maybe the network issue. Any of these things may be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So till then, you people can say something if you wish. Any of you?
I think, ma'am, there are continuously the questions dropping out in our chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
ma'am has joined. Archana ma'am has joined.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Archana, we are waiting to hear you.
हेलो गुड इवनिंग मैम
गुड इवनिंग अर्चना। अर्चना, हम लोग देख पा रहे हैं तुम्हें मास्क में।
हाँ एक्चुअली मैं अभी ऑफिस में ही हूँ और दूसरी मीटिंग भी चल रही है, कुछ नेटवर्क का इशू हो रहा है मोबाइल में ज्वाइन करने पे।
नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, तुम्हें देखकर ही हम लोग खुश हो गए, क्योंकि लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स जब भी कभी बाहर से ज्वाइन करते हैं ना, तो इट इज ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर। और हमारे साथ डॉक्टर मुकेश श्रीवास्तव सर ऑलरेडी हैं और उनसे हम लोगों ने बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें सीखी भी है। सर, अर्चना भी अपनी एलुमनाई है, अपनी ही स्टूडेंट है, तो हम लोगों को अच्छा लगता है कि बहाने से हम लोग फिर से एक साथ हो जाते हैं और बातें कुछ भी हो पर ये भी साथ में मिलना जुलना भी होता है। So Archana,
Have you met me, Archana, before somewhere? No.
हेलो गुड इवनिंग सर।
Have you met me somewhere? No.
यस सर, हम आपसे मिले हैं ये ISRI के कॉन्फ्रेंस में। आई थिंक इन 2019, इट वाज इन 19।
November में। Okay. I was in I says 1980 batch।
बस उसी के बाद सर सब बंद हो गया।
बस मैं बेरोजगार हो गया उसके बाद से। आप लोग थोड़ा सा रोजगार देती, वरना मैं मेंटली बिल्कुल वो हो गया।
तो ठीक है अर्चना, तुम वो जितना भी टाइम स्पेयर कर सको, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स सब जुड़े हुए हैं, तो उनसे थोड़ी बहुत बातें जरूर वो सुनना चाहेंगे तुमसे।
यस मैम। Hello everyone, I am Dr. Archana Shukla. I am 2012 batch ISS officer and presently I am
अर्चना, तुम्हारा इंट्रोडक्शन पूरा आयुष ने सबको डिटेल में दिया है। तो सभी को तुम्हारे बारे में पता है, अब तुम्हें अपनी बात कहनी है।
मतलब ये लोग किस चीज में इंटरेस्टेड हैं कि मिनिस्ट्रीज में किस टाइप का स्टैटिस्टिकल वर्क कर रहे हैं हम
ये
लोग।
दरअसल कैरियर प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। कैरियर क्या हो सकता है मेनली।
अभी मैंने इससे पहले जब मुकेश सर का टॉक हो रहा था तब भी ज्वाइन किया था, तो सर
अर्चना, वॉइस गायब हो रही है, इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी का इशू है कुछ।
I think ma'am is facing the network issue.
यस मैम, मतलब क्योंकि नेटवर्क का बहुत इशू है, तो मैं ये सोच रही हूँ कि अगर किसी की कुछ स्पेसिफिक क्वेरी है तो मैं उसका जवाब दे दूं पहले क्योंकि बीच बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्कनेक्टिविटी हो रही है।
लोगों ने इन जनरल वो किया था ना कि क्या कैरियर प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स हैं, और विशेष करके तुम क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट में हो, तो हमारे ख्याल से गवर्नमेंट में क्या स्टैटिस्टिक्स वालों के लिए है, उतना बता दो तो ये अच्छा रहेगा स्टूडेंट्स के लिए। गवर्नमेंट में क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं स्टैटिस्टिक्स करने के बाद। हमें लग रहा है कि अर्चना की दिक्कत आ रही है इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी की। हमारे साथ आशीष भी है। आशीष, अर्चना की तरफ से तुम थोड़ा सा अगर कुछ बताओ इसके बारे में। डॉक्टर आशीष शुक्ला है हमारे साथ। आशीष को हम इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं आप सब लोगों से, हमारी सारी ऑडियंस से। डॉक्टर आशीष शुक्ला रामानुजन कॉलेज दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में हमारे ख्याल से एचओडी भी हो आजकल, और बहुत सारी जिम्मेदारियां भी निभा रहे हैं, और लगातार बहुत सारे फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप्स, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस लगातार आशीष ऑर्गेनाइज करते रहते हैं, और इन्होंने बहुत अच्छे पब्लिकेशंस किए हैं, बुक में चैप्टर्स भी लिखे हैं। ही इज अ वेरी डायनामिक पर्सन एंड एकेडमिशियन। तो आशीष, थोड़ा सा इन्हें एकेडमिक्स के बाद, एमएससी या पीएचडी करने के बाद क्या ये कर सकते हैं, इस पे थोड़ा सा बताओ।
मैम, बेसिकली मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि अगर पीपल्स आर इंटरेस्टेड इन प्राइवेट सेक्टर, देन आफ्टर द एमएससी दे कैन जॉइन द प्राइवेट सेक्टर इमीडिएटली, बिकॉज अगर उनकी उसमें गैप हो जाता है, जैसे हम लोग कुछ इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं कि कुछ पीएचडी करना चाहते हैं या नेट, पहले हम फोकस करते हैं कि हम आईएसएस के लिए ट्राई करते हैं, तो वन शुड बी फोकस ऑन योर गोल फर्स्ट। यू हैव टू डिसाइड योर गोल कि आपको बेसिकली लाइफ में करना क्या है। एमएससी करने के बाद आप किस तरफ जाना चाहते हो। तो आप जब एमएससी स्टैटिस्टिक्स करने के बाद ये सोचते हो कि हम प्राइवेट सेक्टर की तरफ मूव करें या आईएसएस के लिए तैयारी करें या बेसिकली हम पीएचडी के लिए तैयारी करें या नेट जेआरएफ निकालें, तो इन सब चीजों में आपको एक चीज पहले डिसाइड करनी होगी कि आप किस तरफ जाना चाहते हो। तो जब आप उस चीज को डिसाइड कर लेते हो, देन यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दैट ओनली पर्टिकुलर, that is you want to be ISS, you want to be an academician, you want to be an private sector। क्योंकि हमें क्या दिखता है कि हम पहले प्राइवेट सेक्टर में ये देखते हैं कि बहुत पैसा मिलता है, प्राइवेट सेक्टर की तरफ फोकस करते हैं, तो उसमें ग्रोथ तो बहुत ज्यादा है आपकी, और कुछ 4 या 5 साल काम करने के बाद लोगों को ये लगता है कि नहीं, हमें गवर्नमेंट की तरफ ट्राई करना चाहिए। तो आप अपने गोल को सबसे पहले डिसाइड करें, और जो जिस चीज के बारे में सोचते हैं कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स में जिस चीज में स्ट्रांग है, आपका जो भी पॉइंट स्ट्रांग है स्टैटिस्टिक्स सब्जेक्ट को लेकर, उस पर सबसे ज्यादा लोगों को फोकस करना चाहिए। मेरे हिसाब से तो ये करना चाहिए। आप नेट निकालना चाहते हैं तो नेट निकाल लीजिए, एक एडमिशन की तरफ जाना चाहते हैं तो एक पब्लिकेशन करना चाहते हैं तो पब्लिकेशन कर दीजिए। एमएससी के बाद सबसे पहले आपको एक चीज डिसाइड करनी होगी कि आपको किस तरफ फोकस करना है।
बिल्कुल सही है आशीष, क्योंकि बहुत सारे गोल्स एक साथ सामने रखने पे जो कंसंट्रेशन है वो नहीं बन पाता, और सभी की तैयारी भी अलग अलग होती है, और सभी के लिए अलग अलग टाइप की स्किल्स की जरूरत होती है। तो ऐसे में जब तक अगर हमारी अपनी मंजिल डिसाइड नहीं है पहले से, तो फिर बहुत ही ज्यादा हैफिजर्ड वे में चारों तरफ हाथ पैर मारने से दिक्कत होती है। पहले आप एक जगह जाइए, अगर वहां के बाद आप कहीं और भी जाना चाहते हैं तो उधर भी जाइए, लेकिन एक जगह पहले कहाँ पे आपको जाना है उस तरफ आपको जरूर क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए। सब तरफ हाथ पैर मारने से एफर्ट्स कंसंट्रेट नहीं होंगे।
बहुत फ्रैंकली बता रहा हूँ कि मैंने एमएससी के बाद इन सब चीजों को फेस किया है, कि मैंने एक प्राइवेट कोर्स भी ज्वाइन किया कि मैं पहले प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाऊंगा, देन फैमिली के प्रेशर की वजह से कि नहीं, आपको गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में ही जाना है, देन आई विल ट्राई फॉर, आपको पता ही है कि मैंने फिर पीएचडी 2010 में आपके साथ पीएचडी ज्वाइन किया, देन आई विल मूव फॉर गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर। सो मैंने अपने मतलब 2 और 3 इयर्स बहुत ही इन चीजों में क्या कहते हैं बर्बाद किए हैं कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए। तो बेसिकली ये है कि सबसे पहले आपको अपना एमएससी करने के बाद गोल डिसाइड करना है कि आपको यही करना है। उसमें जैसे आईएसएस की ट्राई करते हुए कि आपको पहले अटेम्प्ट में आपका नहीं हुआ तो आपको ये लगता है नहीं, अब हमें प्राइवेट सेक्टर की तरफ मूव करना चाहिए। नहीं, आपको अपना वीक पॉइंट कवर करना चाहिए कि हम किस पॉइंट पर वीक थे जिसकी वजह से हमारा आईएसएस क्वालिफाई नहीं हुआ। आपको उस पॉइंट को सबसे ज्यादा कवर करिए और नेक्स्ट टाइम उससे ज्यादा एफर्ट से ट्राई कीजिए, बिल्कुल निकलेगा आईएसएस, या जिस भी चीज में आप ट्राई कर रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल निकलेगा आपका।
So there is one common question which has been asked by everyone in the chat box, like which programming language is best for choosing the career option in statistics after the MSc?
Many of the languages, आप अपने आप स्टैटिस्टिक्स में ये तो है ही नहीं कि आपने एक लैंग्वेज सीख ली और आप उस पर मास्टर हो गए, और आप, क्योंकि ये डे टू डे अपडेटेड होता जा रहा है। अभी आप क्या कर रहे हो कि आपने आर प्रोग्रामिंग सीखी है, राइट, आपने SPSS सीखा है, तो SPSS का क्या सीन है कि SPSS आपने सीखने के बाद ये देखा है कि ये बहुत कॉस्टली है, बहुत ज्यादा जगह यूज नहीं होता है, तो फिर वो आपका जो सीखना था वो व्यर्थ हो गया। आपने कहा कि हम R सीखते हैं, तो R की प्रोग्रामिंग में आप अपना प्रोग्राम डेवलप करते हैं, उससे ज्यादा लोग प्रोग्राम डेवलप कर लेते हैं। तो जैसे मशीन लर्निंग है, तो आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स की फील्ड में अगर रहना है तो अपने आप को बेसिकली अपडेट करना होगा रेगुलर, और इन सॉफ्टवेयर, जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेटेड आते जा रहे हैं उनको सीखना पड़ेगा अगर आप किसी भी लैंग्वेज को पकड़ना चाहते हैं तो।
Thank you, sir. I think now Archana ma'am has joined. Now, ma'am, can you just...
अर्चना के कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स जरूर लेना चाहेंगे हम लोग।
अर्चना क्या मैसेज आ रहा था कि कुछ नेटवर्क का इशू है उसके एंड पे, और एक बगल में मीटिंग, मैंने कहा घर आ जाओ तो बोल रही है कि नहीं वहाँ पे बगल में मीटिंग
नहीं, कोई बात नहीं है, ये भारत की परंपरा है ना कि दोनों में से एक दिन प्रेजेंट हो जाएगा तो हम उसको अटेंडेंस लगा देंगे। तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि अर्चना को दिक्कत हुई तो आशीष ने कवर कर लिया।
इसलिए मैंने ज्वाइन कर लिया था, मैंने कहा इन पे कुछ इशू आ रहा है लग रहा है। अर्चना प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Ma'am, to Archana ma'am, the question is, ma'am, सारे लोग का एक क्वेश्चन ही आ रहा है कि how to start the
Hello?
ISS preparation.
Okay, the first and very important thing for preparing for ISS, first of all, you make yourself assured that yes, I will do this only. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मतलब हर 6 महीने पर माइंड चेंज होने लग रहा है कि नहीं नहीं अब तो नहीं हो पा रहा है, अब छोड़ के कुछ और देखें। तो अपने आप को बिल्कुल मेंटली प्रिपेयर करना है कि हाँ हमें ये करना है, और उसके बाद में अपना बेसिक्स बहुत अच्छे से रिवाइज करना है, और कंटिन्यूटी बहुत ज़रूरी है। इसके अलावा सबसे अच्छा जो बेनिफिट हम लोगों के साथ है वो ये है कि हमारा जो यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लखनऊ का जो हमारा BSc और MSc का सिलेबस है वो 100%, मैं कहती हूँ कि अगर हम कंप्यूटर एंड ऑफिशियल साइंस को छोड़ देते हैं तो 100% जो सिलेबस है वो हमारा कवर करता है। तो कहीं से भी हमें एक्स्ट्रा नोट्स बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, कहीं से भी बहुत ज़्यादा सर्च करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। मेरा ये पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है कि मेरे BSc और MSc के जो क्लास नोट्स थे उन्हीं के बेसिस पे मेरा सिलेक्शन हो गया। तो धीरे धीरे कंपटीशन तो बढ़ रहा है, बट अभी भी सिचुएशन मोर और लेस वही है। सिर्फ इतना है कि पहले डिस्क्रिप्टिव था, अभी ऑब्जेक्टिव हो गया है। तो ऑब्जेक्टिव है तो उसमें जो हमारे छोटे छोटे से पॉइंट्स हैं उनको हमें बहुत ज़्यादा मेमोराइज करने की ज़रूरत है कि कई बार जैसे जब डिस्क्रिप्टिव होता है तो कई चीज़ें होती हैं कि हम डराइव करके भी निकाल लेते हैं, लेकिन जब भी एग्जाम ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है तो कई चीज़ों में ऐसा होता है कि रिजल्ट्स भी हमें मेमोराइज होना चाहिए। तो कंटिन्यूटी और माइंड मेकअप, ये दोनों चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी हैं, और इनके साथ में बहुत इजीली निकाला जा सकता है। ऐसा कुछ भी अभी भी ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि जो बहुत है। और इन फैक्ट है, जैसे हम लोग सारे हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन पर सर्वे कर रहे हैं तो एक ब्रॉड फिगर, मतलब एक कॉन्क्रीट फिगर के साथ मैं ये कह पा रही हूँ कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स का स्कोप बहुत ज़्यादा है और हम लोग बहुत कम हैं। हम लोग इतने मिनिमम हैं कि वो बस केवल जब आप एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर पे जाते हैं तब आपको लगता है कि ज़्यादा लोग हैं। अदरवाइज स्टैटिस्टिक्स में जो है, जो नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स कर रहे हैं, जो PG में हैं, वो इतने कम है नंबर में एज कम्पेयर टू द ऑल अदर सब्जेक्ट्स। और ऐसी कोई भी फील्ड नहीं है जहाँ पर स्टैटिस्टिक्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आज के सिनेरियो में जब इंटरनेशनल कंपैरिजंस की बात आ रही है तो जितने भी ग्लोबल इंडिसेस हैं वो सारे उनके बेसिस पे कंपैरिजन किया जा रहा है। अभी हम लोगों के यहाँ भी 29 ग्लोबल इंडिसेस आइडेंटिफाई किए गए हैं। तो वो ऑल दीज आर स्टैटिस्टिक्स, और उन सब में हर कोई उन्हीं में लगा हुआ है। जो परमानेंट स्टाफ नहीं फुलफिल कर पा रहे हैं, सारे मिनिस्ट्रीज जो है वो यंग प्रोफेशनल्स हायर कर रहे हैं, और सब जगह सिर्फ डेटा एनालिटिक्स का ही काम हो गया है। मुझे लग रहा है कि मतलब हर कोई बहुत फोकस्ड है कि जो भी डेटा कलेक्ट हो रहा है उनका इनसाइट्स क्या निकल के आ रहा है। तो इसको बहुत ज़्यादा है। बस हमें पेशेंस के साथ में कंसंट्रेट करना है कि हमें क्या करना है, और जिसको जिस भी फील्ड को चूज करना है उसको परस्यू करना है।
Archana, can I come in here? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can.
You did ISS 2010, right?
Sir, I write the exam in 2012.
Okay. Now these 30 years after me, and what I
Yes.
what I want to what I'm very happy to note, and what I want to share with you, what Archana said is exactly what led to my success. I got into ISS in the very first attempt. There were two toppers, and I got into the ISS first attempt. The second topper got into fourth attempt. So what she says is the key. It is 40 years old, even if it is relevant and modern, and it is time tested. So focus and decide. And it was given to me by my father when I was in class 2. And he asked me to write 100 times, Ek sade, sab sade, sab jaye. So that is what he was telling. If you focus on one thing, you can do several things others. But if you want to grab everything, you will be nowhere.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely right, sir.
सर यहाँ पर हम ये शेयर करना चाहेंगे कि अर्चना ने भी बहुत ही कम टाइम में 2 साल में इसने पीएचडी भी किया, उसी साल इसने आईएसएस में टॉप लिस्ट में इसका नाम भी आया और इसको थर्ड पैकेज भी वहीं से मिल गया डिपार्टमेंट से ही, शादी भी डिपार्टमेंट में हो गई आशीष।
तो आपका जिस पैकेज होगा सर।
अर्चना ने तो कंप्लीट होलिस्टिक पैकेज और विद इन वेरी शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अर्चना ने अचीव किया और वो एक इंस्पिरेशन हो सकता है किसी भी स्टूडेंट के लिए। बहुत अच्छा। और उस पूरे टाइम में अर्चना ने बहुत सारे हमारे जो सोशल वर्क थे और जितने वर्कशॉप्स थे और एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज थी उसमें भी उसने 100% अपना दिया। तो बहुत ही अच्छे से अर्चना ने हैंडल किया था चीजों को एंड वी आर रियली प्राउड कि हमारे सभी स्टूडेंट्स इसी तरह से आगे बढ़ते रहे और आप लोगों के से सीखते रहे। इट्स रियली ग्रेट।
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ayush?
Yes, ma'am. Well, there is one more question. Can only MSc statistics degree sufficient for getting into data science? Mukesh sir.
इसको तो मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि मेरे तो बीएससी के स्टूडेंट्स ही डेटा साइंटिस्ट
I haven't gone deeper into this kind of discipline, but my understanding is that it is one of the degrees with which you can enter in the data science. For example, in IITs, I have seen lots of people with mathematics, masters in mathematics, they enter into this field. And also engineers can enter into this. I give you an example. My younger son, who was mechanical engineer from Delhi College of Engineering. So after doing some work for a corporate business house, he didn't like to do engineering and corporate business statistics. He got scholarship from a Nobel laureate to study at New York University. It's called. It's one of the top business school, and that's where Mr. Engel, who got the Nobel Prize of Econometrics in 1993, works. He got a Nobel Prize in Econometrics, and he is a big data scientist. So he was encouraging my son that I will pay you something more in addition to your full master's fees. You do and spend one more extra year and do a master's in mathematics. Then you will become very useful to business community. So that's how it is. He's an engineer. He did his MBA, and then he was being told by a Nobel laureate who is a econometrician to do MSc 1 year MA program in mathematics to be a big data scientist. So it's an open discipline. You have to be a quantitative person, and you can enter there with one bag, and you can acquire 5 more bags. That's what I emphasize. The word is interdisciplinary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
मुझे लग
think
रहा है कि आयुष बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस लोगों के हैं, पर अभी टाइम भी हो रहा है, तो
yes, ma'am.
शॉर्ट में इसको वाइंड अप रैप अप करने की अब बारी है।
Even
और बहुत
I
सारे
have
जो
one.
क्वेश्चंस हैं, जी जी सर, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
I have one question,
यस,
and I would like to listen briefly from 3-4 your students, and what the best answer will get a reward from me, prize.
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट।
You know, I like that. If there is some time,
नहीं नहीं,
if there is
बिल्कुल
some
बिल्कुल
time.
आप करिए सर, इतना तो वी कैन डू फॉर आवर स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि रिवॉर्ड उनको मिलने वाला है। यस सर।
Ready? How many students are online at the moment, Ayush?
सर 44 है,
So
उसमें से 4-5 को
44.
निकाल दीजिए, 40 तो होंगे ही।
अच्छा 40 होंगे. Doctorate are excluded, huh?
ओके
Up to master's degree. No, my question is, statistics is an art or science?
अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ एंड आंसर। ये आर्ट एक आ गया है स्टूडेंट का, रितेश सिंह का आंसर आया है आर्ट।
No, I'll also say why.
चलो
Say no, not just art or science.
नहीं,
Elaborate your answer.
अनम्यूट करो
Right?
और बताओ, अनम्यूट करो रितेश।
So everybody is writing art, science, art, science.
No,
नहीं,
no, no,
जिसने
no.
पहले कहा है
Not
उसको
coding.
कहो इलेबोरेट करें।
So that's why the best answer. I mean, make 1-2 sentences. This is art because this or this or.
Sir, I think it is an art which can articulate the science.
You write down your answer so that I should not forget. Huh? In the chat box, you write down. Go ahead. 3-4
Okay,
more answers.
Okay, I'll call the names now. Actually, the answers are going very rapidly. So the first answer was written Ritesh Singh. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh, yes, sir.
Can
My
you
answer is art.
elaborate? Okay.
सर साइंस काफ़ी स्पेसिफिक होता है, काफ़ी एक्यूरेट होता है, स्टैटिस्टिक्स वैसा नहीं है, और इसलिए आर्ट है मेरा आंसर।
Okay, thank you. Sayed, can you unmute yourself? Maybe you would be having problem. And now I'll call the next name, Janvi Shivhare.
सर स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज साइंस बिकॉज स्टैटिस्टिक्स के से जो हम आउटकम्स या रिजल्ट प्रेडिक्ट मतलब बताते हैं वो कांस्टेंट नहीं होते। हमारा डेटा चेंज होगा सिचुएशन के हिसाब से, बिहेवियर के हिसाब से, हम अपने ओपिनियन भी अपडेट करते रहते हैं। सो मैं ये कहूँगी कि इट्स साइंस वी कीप अपडेटिंग।
Yes, sir. So statistics is a science as we have a data on which can we can get our inference, and as it is based on the theory, as Janvi said, yes, it is we can update it on the basis of the available and new information. So it is logical.
I think so. We have received the 5 answers. Yamini Diya said it is both art and science. Yamini Di, can you explain it?
Yes.
I feel it is both an art and science because it involves statistical methods, but it is up to the statistician to use his own intellectual capabilities and skills to use those statistical methods in his own way.
Okay. Now, now I see some good elements of thought, and the answer it is both art and science, but the elaboration was given a little bit by Isha Singh. It's neither, you can't say that it is either art or it is a science. It's both. And I say so because I have evolved a definition of statistics. I didn't read anywhere based upon my experience, and I will repeat that to you. I say that it is the science of decision making in the presence of uncertainty and the art of collecting relevant data. That's what it is. This is how I say it, and I can elaborate and I can give a lecture on that. But I don't know how should I send the prices for 2 or 3 answers that I got. But I was thinking, Sheila,
we can wait for your arrival, sir. And
no. I was just thinking. I just wanted to test. No? The students are quite good at thinking. We could announce together a kind of a conference, a paper presentation. A student can write their essays on statistics is science or art. And they write maybe 2,000 word or something. Ashish can help me in organizing this, right? And it's a new thing to stimulate their mind. And then out of that, we select 5 for presentation.
Yes.
And it could be done by web. It's not a problem. So, Ayush, do you have the email of everybody who's participating? It could be even open.
He can share the registration link also if it is not have been done so far. तो एक फीडबैक लिंक शेयर कर लो जिसमें सारे के सारे लोग अपना फीडबैक देते समय एंटर कर देंगे डिटेल्स, अगर नहीं है अभी तक. अगर हो चुकी है ऑलरेडी रजिस्ट्रेशन तो वहां से हम लोग इनको रिकॉल कर लेंगे.
Otherwise, Ashish, how do you think this is an idea that let students think it's a great art or a science?
और इसमें सर we are happy to share कि जो यामिनी है, she has got first prize in the essay competition which was organized by the MOSPI. So,
okay.
So she's our student and she's
Yamini, congratulations, and your knack was quite good. Yamini and Isha, both of you got it correctly. So I don't know what price, a small prize I can send you, or when I meet you, I can take you out for dinner or something in the Hazratganj. An opportunity to chat.
That will be a mutual prize, sir.
So
that will be a mutual prize, sir.
No, it's that's how the students, like in professors I seen abroad, they mentor the students. They invite bright students for the lunch, pay for the lunch, and then they chat and pass on the ideas. That's the.
So I think we must not miss other students. It should not depend upon their knowledge. Everybody should get the opportunity.
For that, this seminar that I'm talking about.
Yes.
So we will collaborate and conduct a conference in which we conduct a party for all the students. Yes.
Yes. It's open. So I mean, my concept is we send an open invitation to anybody. They submit their abstract and then their paper. We select the papers or the abstract, and then 5 papers or 6 papers we can select. They are presented, and they all are given prizes, something like that, just to encourage the students. That's what my foundation does. I couldn't do much.
Ashish,
you know that.
नहीं, आशीष के ऊपर ये जिम्मेदारी है कि अब आशीष कुछ ऐसा करे और उस एक्टिविटी को प्लान करें, चाहे वेबिनार के थ्रू, चाहे पर्सनली, जैसे भी हो. और फिर जब हम मिलेंगे तो वी विल सेलिब्रेट. वो पार्टी अभी तो ऐसे ही होगी, लेकिन बाद में
प्राइजेस होंगे when I said. Ashish, please connect with me. I'll be very happy.
Yes, sir. I will take your contact detail with the ma'am.
Yes.
I think we are moving forward. So I think we have we have got answer to each and every student those are asking the questions in the chat box, and we have also shared our registration link in the chat box. So those who want to share their emails, they can share over here. And approximately we have received around 30 to 35 mails with us. So those who have not registered, they can use that link in the chat box. They can register it. So now we have completed almost 1.5 hours. So it was a wonderful session and it was a wonderful event that we have today on the National Statistics Day. And now this is a final thanks to all our guests, those who have given their auspicious time to all the students. And thank you to Mukesh sir, and thank you to Archana Shukla ma'am, and thank you to Ashish sir also. And now this is the final time for wrapping our session. Now I'd like to call Professor Sheila Mishra ma'am for presiding our session.
मुझे लगता है आयुष कि वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशन इन बिटवीन, सो अभी तो हमें सिर्फ अपने गेस्ट्स को थैंक्स करना है और जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स ने पार्टिसिपेट किया है उनको भी वेलकम करना है और उनको भी कंग्रेचुलेट करना है कि उन्होंने आज के दिन की इम्पोर्टेंस समझी। और अभी जो हमारा पूरा का पूरा स्टैटिस्टिक्स का फोकस है, इवन जो इंटरनेशनल स्टैटिस्टिकल इंस्टीट्यूट है वहाँ की भी जो थीम लाइन अप की आई है वो है स्टैटिस्टिक्स फॉर वेल बीइंग। और यहाँ पर भी जो हमने आज नेशनल स्टैटिस्टिक्स डे में देखा है SDG 2, so that is also like serving the humanity and serving the people even after us, जो हमारी जनरेशन बाद में आने वाली है उनके लिए भी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को कैसे रोकते हुए हम लोगों को काम करना है। तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स में हमें सिर्फ इंडस्ट्री या फाइनेंस बेस्ड काम नहीं करना है, इंडस्ट्री को हमें स्टैटिस्टिक्स को हमें ह्यूमैनिटी ओरिएंटेड, वेल बीइंग ओरिएंटेड और ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट और हैप्पीनेस की तरफ ले जाने के लिए अपनी अप्रोचेस को डेवलप करना है। तो नॉट ओनली क्वांटिटेटिव काइंड ऑफ एनालिटिक्स बट क्वालिटेटिव टाइप ऑफ एनालिटिक्स पर भी हमें साथ में फोकस करने की ज़रूरत है। तो इसी के साथ मुझे लगता है कि आज का ये डिस्कशन हम सबने खूब एंजॉय किया है एंड होपफुली in the next session we will be meeting soon again. And thanks a lot sir, despite of the time difference you have adjusted everything and maybe your lunch time also came in between, but you might have got delayed for your lunch. So thank you so much and we are really honored to have you, and thank you Archana and Ashish and all of you who have joined us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I think now this is a time to wrap our session, and we have all discussed all the things that the topic has, that what are the career options in the statistics. Now I think every student have got their answers, that what the careers they could choose in the statistics, whether in different fields that we have discussed today. And now this is a final thanks to all our guests for giving their auspicious time to our session. And thank you to all the participants also, those who have been continuously there in our OSH session, for making it more fruitful and colorful for all the students. And thank you to all the OSH advisors, also those who have been there, for making it more cooperative session for all of us. So thank you once again and have a wonderful day.
Ayush. Thank you Ayush and your team and all the OSH students who are doing it wonderfully. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations to the whole team.
Bye bye everyone.